In this video, I'm going to break down my predicted starting 11 for Liverpool Football Club as they come back from international break against Everton at Anfield. I will also give you my score predictions, and I'm going to use some historical data to tell you who should start up top for Liverpool in this one. Do not miss out. Let's get it going because this is the channel that is all Liverpool all the time. It's all red. Let's dive right in as we start, as always, at the back. It's going to be Alisson Becker. I think he's fit. I think he's ready to come back. That little knock he had for Brazil was apparently maybe a concussion, but it's fine. He's good. He said it himself, and I expect him to start in this match. I think this is going to be a critical position for Liverpool. I think if Caoimhin Kelleher were to start this game, he's formidable, he's good, but the control, the possession, the distribution that Alisson gives Liverpool is absolutely crucial. And in a game where I don't think we're going to have a right back that is going to be able to do that, this is going to be even more important. Okay, it's going to be Van Dijk and Konate, the two, for the large part of this season, the two best center backs in the Premier League. The pairing has been formidable, and I hope that, in particular, Ibrahim Konate comes back and is sharp, focused, and ready to go. Van Dijk usually is. So those two ahead of Alisson, looking good so far. I do think, like I just mentioned, that it's going to be a little bit tough on this right back side because we don't have Connor Bradley, we don't have Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't think Trent's going to be fit for this, and I think even if he was, it would be a huge mistake to put him in, given all of the off-field drama. Now, that could be smoke and mirrors. It could be nothing. We don't know. We haven't talked to Trent Alexander-Arnold. We haven't seen a press conference with him. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. The one little thing that I've seen is a little video that Mo Salah posted to Instagram, and it was him and Szoboszlai and Trent Alexander-Arnold like sitting on a couch, and they seemed like they were having a good time. I don't know. But I don't think Trent's fit, and so I think it's going to be Kwanzaa in this one. It does give Liverpool a lot of size on this back line, which could be good, and it could be bad because, Everton could really try to press that right-hand side and see if they can expose Kwanzaa, who honestly has been better as this season has gone on. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time, but in the past couple weeks when we've seen him come in, he's been well. He's been good. It's going to be Robbo on this left side. Robertson's going to come in, and in a game like this at Anfield, you want somebody like Robertson in there, someone who has the history, someone who has the passion, someone who has the energy. I hope Robbo's up for it. And I think he will be. I think he will be. So I think given what we have right now, it's a good back line. Probably the biggest question mark there is Kwanzaa. How does he fare coming back into this side as a right back? Not his preferred position, but as a right back. Okay, let's dive into the midfield here. Gravenberch, I think Gravenberch is fit. Did not play for Netherlands. He went on international break, but did not play. It was precautionary, I believe, because he went out in the Carabao Cup final, and I think Gravenberch is fit to play. I think he'll come back in, hopefully refreshed, hopefully rested a little bit. I think this is like the first real rest that he's had all season. So I'm hopeful that Grav trained a little bit, but honestly, just rested for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So I think Grav will come back in. I'm hopeful that we see sharp Grav. I hope we see, dynamic Grav. We want those Gravenberch turns that we know and love. So I'm hopeful that he's rested and ready to go. Alongside of him, it's got to be Alexis McAllister. McAllister looked really good with Argentina on the international break. This guy is just consistent. He's just consistency embodied. And I think McAllister comes into this team, and against an Everton team, we know what they're going to do. They're going to try to be emotional. They're going to try to ramp up and just make this thing an emotional battle, because that's probably Everton's best chance, right? To get the Liverpool team riled up, to get them, kind of mad and angry and kind of just thinking about that instead of actually playing the game that Liverpool can play, which is controlled possession and surgical. We know that happened at the last one at Goodison Park, and so I think Everton are going to try to do that in this one to just try to kind of knock Liverpool off a little bit. So hopefully McAllister is able to set the tone there in the middle with him and Gravenberg. All right, who plays ahead of these guys? I think you've got kind of two choices really right now. I mean, if it were up to me, I think there would be kind of like three choices with Harvey Elliott, but I don't think Slot rates him. I don't think we see him start in this. So I think it's either Jones or Szoboszlai. And for me, it's going to be Szoboszlai, okay? Szoboszlai recently married, had an international break that was interesting, I'll say, with him chipping at Arda Güler, who plays for Real Madrid, and I think it was an interesting break for Szoboszlai. He scored a goal, really good goal. I don't know, did he score another one? I think he just scored that one goal where he kind of like dribbled through the opposition defense and put it into the back of the net. So, anyways, I think Szoboszlai's in on this one. I think we need Szoboszlai's energy. I think Jones could be that. I think Jones could be fine in this game, but after the last game at Goodison Park, we know what happened with Curtis Jones. He got really chippy with the opposition, with Everton and their fans and their players. I think we save that for the end of the match, right? If Liverpool get into the 70th, 80th minute and it's close, maybe it's tied, maybe Liverpool are ahead by a goal, put Jones in, get that energy in, get that passion in, and utilize that in a small amount. And also, I think Szoboszlai, his work ethic, his work rate, I think he's going to be amped for this one. And I think Szoboszlai, I peg him to score a goal in this one. I really do. So I want to see Szoboszlai come in. I want to see him play really, really well in this midfield. And I think also there's a dynamic here where Szoboszlai links up really, really well with one of Liverpool's front three attackers. And here we go. Here's my historical data. So in choosing who plays on the left wing, who plays through the middle, and we know it's going to be Mo Salah on the right wing. But here's the data for post-international break performances by our attacking players, okay? So here it is. In the matches over the past 5 years for Liverpool, in the matches preceding, so after the international breaks that Liverpool have and Liverpool players have, here are the numbers for what the players have done. So Salah, Diaz, Jota, Darwin, and Gakpo. Here they are. And I didn't put Chiesa on here because there's just not enough data in a Liverpool shirt for this. And I don't think Arne Slot would consider starting him anyways. So clearly, top down, it's most goal contributions per game to least. And I've got it color-coded as well. So we see that Mo Salah is very, very good after the international breaks. This bodes well for Liverpool in this match because they're going to need a Mo Salah performance like we've seen pretty much all season except for the last month. But Mo Salah averages 1.5 goal contributions per game after international breaks. That's really good. Then we move down to Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota. Diaz has about half the amount of games for Liverpool after international breaks that Jota does. But they have the same amount of average goal contributions per game. That's 0.08, still, or 0.8, sorry. That's still really good. And so this is how I've kind of formulated who I think should start for Liverpool. I think it is going to be Salah, Diaz, Jota. Gakpo, I love Gakpo. I think he's been really good when we've seen him this season. He's just not very good. It takes him a long time to get ramped back up into the Liverpool energy and aura, I guess. He just doesn't perform very well after international breaks. And Darwin is kind of right in the middle, where it's like a half goal contribution per game. And I just don't think Darwin is in form right now, and I don't think he'll start. So, also, historically, we know that this is probably Arne Slot's preferred front three. So, Diaz, Salah, and Jota. Oops, I snuck in a little score prediction there a little early if you caught that. But I think this is going to be our front three. Diogo Jota in the 9, Luis Diaz, and Mo Salah. My hope is that this starting 11, I think it's really strong, is rested but also ready to go. Liverpool, they haven't. I think a lot of people think that Liverpool play pretty bad post-international break. They actually don't. I think they're probably right in the middle. It's not really great. It's not amazing. And it's not terrible. This is not an early match. It's a Wednesday match. It's a night game. It's under the lights. That's great. But what we need to see is Liverpool come out on fire and not let Everton get into the game at all. So that's what I want to see. Here is my score prediction I'll just give you the home score first. For Liverpool, I think they score 2 goals, and I think they let in a goal against Everton, so I think it's a 2-1 win. If you look at Everton, they are in form right now. They have not lost since January 15th of 2025. So that's 9 games unbeaten. That's going up against Spurs, Brighton, Liverpool, 2-2 draw against Liverpool, Crystal Palace, who Crystal Palace have been one of the best teams in the Premier League this calendar year. They drew 2-2 with Manchester United, Brentford, Wolves, and West Ham. So, Everton are not a bad team right now. They are scrappy. They know how to get draws. Liverpool obviously are unbeaten in many, many more matches than that. I didn't go back and count. It's a lot. The only game they've lost this season is to Forest. So Liverpool also in form, but we know outside of the Premier League, not so much in form. But they've done really, really well in the Premier League. This game's at Anfield, under the lights. I think it's going to be a great game. Can't wait to get back. Finally, we're back. This was a very, very long international break. I think it was needed. I'm hopeful the boys got away from the team, got a little bit of rest, mental rest, physical rest, and I hope they're ready to come out and absolutely smash.